Stand for 3 bows. You're welcome to do these standing. This is the 3, yeah.
As you come forward, release your arms. You're just stay in a straddle position. So you're going to straddle your feet. As you're pivoting back, you'll just stay in that straddle position.
They go like
just take a
waves
moment here
flowing
and
in a
breathe.
great sea. Today, that is the case for Daikan, Nonin, Daiosho.
There isn't a right way to do these. I'm just giving instruction, but if you find
His karmic conditions are exhausted,
do what
and his
follow your own
lifespan
body
has
if you can.
expired. Understanding the impermanence of all
One view is
things,
called goddess pose.
nirvana as ease.
Out. And here the
Let
first
us present here humbly chant the names of the various sacred beings, that the great blessings accumulated thereby may adorn the path of awakening. I respectfully invite the pure assembly to recite the names of Buddha.
Vairocana Buddha Dios Dharmakaya Lochana Buddha Kamli Samudaya Shakyam Muni Buddha Nirvana my sit down. I'll now read Nonin's obituary.
Reverend Daikan Nonin Chowaney, birth name Donald, transitioned from this world on Friday, July 29, 2022 at 6:12 a.m. He is surrounded by his loving daughter, Jennifer Blumenthal, former heir, Reverend Chowaney Roberts, and dear friend Elizabeth Mio. Nonin trained to be a Soto Zen Buddhist priest in both Japan and the United States and received Dharma transmission from the late Roshi in 1989. As the first priest of Nebraska Zen Center, Nonin was instrumental in acquiring and rehabilitating this present property during his 25-year tenure. He founded the Order of the Prairie Wind and also the Zen Center of Pittsburgh, Deep Spring Temple, having appointed his ordained student, Reverend Chowaney Roberts, as his first head priest. Nonin was a master teacher, gardener, poet, and calligrapher. He had the unique ability to display both great intellectual and emotional capacity, and then to completely let such greatness go once the moment had passed. Nonin was both austere and imposing, and deeply vulnerable and compassionate. He was irascible one moment and joyful the next. Life dealt Nonin a series of misfortunes, but he would often say how lucky he was to experience them, for they offered him the Dharma. Simple things brought him joy: reading fiction, walking with his dogs, listening to jazz and opera, his family, the neighbor kids, babies, watching sports, good whiskey, and talking with friends over coffee. He is survived by his daughter, Jennifer Chowaney Blumenthal, grandchildren, Carol Ann Fitzsimmons, Madison and Gabrielle Blumenthal of Bordentown, New Jersey, sister Diane Chowaney Fosdick of Middle Island, New York, nephew Brian Fosdick and his nieces, Kristen Fosdick Castiglione and Elizabeth Fosdick Zena. He'll be deeply missed by his friends and family.
So now we're going to chant together. It's Shirama Sutra, which in Japanese is called Ryogon Shu, and it's something that is often chanted for memorials and specifically chanted for priests' funerals. So it's very long, and one of the reasons I wanted to do this is because I really respected Nonin's ability to put together ceremonies and to understand the spirit behind it. This was a chant that, although I don't think we want to chant it in Japanese, but it's pretty hard to chant in Japanese. It was when I was in Japan, I chanted it. It touched me in a very deep way. And the way that I see this really as it's kind of a litany. It's a kind of an invitation to all the entities to come and we lift up, lift us up and lift the women up and Bart is pretty much done, but on his way. So this is very long, and sorry about that. What we decided to do, though, is to divide the room and not have everybody chant everything. So we divided into A and B. It will be started out, the intro will be done by Daishin, and then this side is A and this side is B. Okay, and we practiced, we tried it yesterday and we found that chanting it had more of a rhythm, lyrical sense than speaking it. So we went to chanting. This was translated at Shasta Abbey, and it's really the only translation I could come.
Okay, I'll pass all this along to Alex and.
Just to say also, I want to warmly invite, welcome Tejo Munich. She came all the way out from Asheville, North Carolina to
So, I'm sure.
officiate for this ceremony. And Tejo is also Nonin's Dharma sister. Yeah. So thank you very much for
going.
working together with us to make this possible.
Take care, Paul. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I think everyone has a copy of it. Did everybody find it? In here, it's been titled the Shirdama Sutra.
So just to
Get comfortable.
yeah, get comfortable. Just to be clear, so we'll have the where you see the letter A. That will be this side of the room chanting. So roughly right down the center here, and then this side of the room will recite B. What do you mean?
At the same time? Or?
No. When we're at A in the sutra, so this side will stay silent when A is chanting. This side of the room will chant when there's B, and this side of the room stays silent, and we'll kind of hop back and forth like that.
There will be a bell though to distinguish.
There'll be a bell to signal when we switch to the other side, and you can see it in the program. It says A and then B. And I'll start us out with the intro. Shurangama Sutra. At that time, the world-honored one from the crown of his head sent out a sparkling flood of light rays, and amidst these rays burst forth 1,000-petaled jeweled lotus. Transformed Tathagata sat within this jeweled flower, the crown of his head emitting hundreds of glistening light rays in all directions. Everywhere, each light revealed all things as numerous as the myriad grains of sand in the Ganges. The Vajrapani's jewel in hand lit up the mountains, appearing everywhere within the vault of space. The great assembly beheld this with awe, unable to hold on to their fears and desires. They sought the Buddha's pity and aid, and wholeheartedly hearkened unto the radiant Tathagata atop the now concealed crown of the Buddha's head, as he chanted this sacred invocation. Homage to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Homage to the 7 fully enlightened Buddhas and to their disciples within the billions of Sanghas. Homage to the realm of Arahants. Homage to those who have entered the stream. Homage to those who are to be reborn but once more. Homage to those who will not be reborn again. Homage to the realm of the completely successful one who practices right actions. Homage to the triple treasure. Homage to the exalted Lord who conquers with his resolute host of celestial warriors, the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one. Homage to the exalted Amitabha, the one of infinite light, the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one. Homage to the exalted Akshobhaya, the immutable one, the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one. Homage to the exalted Masala trees in full bloom, the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one, homage to the exalted Shakyamuni, the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one, homage to the exalted Ratna Kusumakayu, Lord of the flowering jewel banner, which is the standard for our vow to train the Tathagata, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one.
Homage to the exalted family of the Tathagata. Homage to the exalted family of the lotus. Homage to the exalted family of the Vajra diamond. Homage to the exalted family of the money jewel. Homage to the exalted family of action blossoming forth from the water of the Spirit. Homage to the wise and holy ones who live amidst the devas. Homage to those who preserve these words of pure and bright Dharma. Homage to the wise and holy ones who preserve this pure Dharma, and to those who likewise facilitate its recitation. Homage to Brahma, who is the yearning of the heart. Homage to Indra, who is the will to train. Homage to the exalted Rudra, the wrathful and purifying one, companion to Uma, the one who brings true peace. Homage to Narayana, the five great mudra seals, along with his guardians. Homage to the adored one. Homage to Mahakala, him of the dark realms, who put to flight the triple fortified cities of the haughty Asuras. The confident one, along with his host of divine mothers who dwell within the burning grounds of the dead. Homage to the adored one.
We bow in homage to all of you, for you are the white canopy of light that covers the crown of the exalted Tathagata's head. All the transformations of the invisible one, adored by all celestial beings, honored by all celestial beings, and guarded over by every celestial being. We pray that you make all devilish entanglements and fascinations subside, make known what needs to be known, tame those who would prolong pain, protect us from evil, keep us safe from untimely death, liberate us from all our fetters, protect us from all that is difficult to tame, and from nightmarish dreams, free us from the 480,000 enticements, purify the 8 and 20 mansions wherein the moon of our original nature abides, rid us of the 8 great distractions of brain and loss, fame and disgrace, praise and ridicule, elation and sorrow, protect us from all enemies, make all mysteries disappear and evil visions dissolve, and make us strangers to poison, sword, fire, and flood. We call upon thee, the great fierce one, from the family of the invincible, the great Aditya, whose mighty brilliance blazes forth like the sun, destroying all darkness, and upon thee, the great dazzling white one of the blazing light, the mighty white-robed one who abides within the white lotus, the noble liberator born from the tear-filled eve of compassion, and upon thee, Vikruti, the wrathful, frowning one who sprang from the scowling brow of compassion, and upon thee, the victorious Vajramurti, be the indestructible one, crystal clear as the sweet dew, and upon thee the flower wreath, Vajra tongued one, famed for thy teaching of the ways to sit in meditation, and upon thee the one with the invincible Vajra scepter, honored by celestial beings as the one who is thoroughly free from defiling passions, and upon thee Avalokiteshvara, the great white one, whose form is as a flower, and upon thee with the Vajra chains which bind all evil, second only to the noble Avalokiteshvara in might, along with thy Vajra handmaidens, the upholders of the family, and upon thee the golden garlanded one, whose great knowledge is as a diamond which you hold in your hands, a jewel in the red sapphire, Vairochana, from whose actions the head crown arises, and upon thee Lochana, with thy garlands in full bloom, divine mother, who is wisdom, thee whose Vajra is lustrous as gold, who like the Vajra beaked Garuda swallows the serpent of hatred, the dazzling white one, whose eyes are like lotus blossoms, radiant as the moon and its fullest. As thus we speak, may all of you, through your multitudinous Rudra signs, protect us from all things. Om to the round of the Daikan, which the holy assembly of holy ones praise. Drums, smash all fetters. Drums, train all evil. Drums, shine forth. Drums, stir up the lethargic mind. Drum, bestow upon us what needs to be known. Drum, restrain all corruption and wickedness. Drum, bring to an end all entanglements with demons that bedevil us by day or stalk us by night. Drum, free us from the 480,000 enticements. Drum, purify the 8 and 20 mansions where the moon of our original nature abides. Drum, rid us of the 8 great distractions. Protect us, we pray, protect us to that which transforms atop the crown of the Tathagata's head, to the great Vajradhara, the 1,000-armed one with 1,000 heads and 100,000 eyes, indestructible, whose radiance blazes up through the mandala of the 3 worlds. Om, we pray, help us return to our original nature. I be mindful, may I be cleansed of fear of rulers and whatever else would dominate me, of fear of thieves and whatever else would rob or deprive me, of fear of fire and whatever else may inflame or consume me, of fear of flood and whatever else would overwhelm or drown me, of fear of poison and whatever else would corrupt me, of fear of weapons and whatever else may wound or maim me, of fear of hostile armies and whatever else may assault me, of fear of famine and want and whatever else may starve or deprive me, of fear of lightning and whatever else may strike me suddenly and unexpectedly, of fear of untimely death, of fear of being overwhelmed by earthquakes and whatever else may shake the ground from beneath me, of fear of falling meteors and whatever else may befall me from the heavens, of fear of a ruler's rod and whatever else would inflict punishment or pain upon me, of fear of snakes and dragons and whatever else would crush me in its coils, of fear of storms and whatever else may thunder down upon me, of fear of vultures and eagles and whatever else would prey upon me. By being mindful, may I be cleansed of entanglements with the imps of mischief mischief and scorn, of entanglements with those who stalk the night, of entanglements with hungry ghosts, of entanglements with the demons of despair, of entanglements with the demons of deception and confusion, of entanglements with things that sexually fascinate, of entanglements with the demons of agitation and fury, of entanglements with the demons of neglectfulness, of entanglements with skanda, lord of argument and disease, of entanglements with the demons who bring on twitchings, of entanglements with the demons of intoxication and raging desire, of entanglements with nightmares and shadows, of entanglements with Ravati, she who indulges in abusiveness. By being mindful, may I be cleansed of whatever would rob me of my giving rise to spiritual intentions, of whatever would rob me of the child while it is still developing in the hara, of whatever would rob me of the newly born child, of whatever would rob me of my vitality, of whatever would rob me of my blood, of whatever would rob me of my breath, of whatever would rob me of my skin, of whatever would rob me of my flesh, of whatever would rob me of my marrow, of whatever would rob me of my vomit, of whatever would rob me of my bodily excretions, of whatever would rob me of my mind. By being mindful, may I be cleansed of all these and of all other enticements and distractions. By being mindful of those who are homeless, mendicant monks, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of the demons who lay bare the truth, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of Rudra, the purifier who rages like a tempest, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of the true Garuda who swallows the serpent of hate, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of Mahakala and his host of divine mothers, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of Kapalika, whose soul is our begging bowl, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of those who make us victorious, those who offer us the divine nectar, and those who grant us the means to do all that needs to be done, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of the four divine sisters, the transcendent virtues that abide within the world beyond form, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of the bringer of victory, Ishvara, bringer of joy, and Ganapati, bringer of past, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of those who are free from all ties and fetters, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of the Arhas, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of the excellent and distinguished assembly of monks, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of the Vajrapani, the Bodhicitta of all the Tathagatas, whose hand holds the jewel, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of Brahma and of Rudra and of Narayana, may I be cleansed. By being mindful of Guyakati, the unseen Lord of the Guyakas who guard the treasure, may I be cleansed. Protect me, I pray, protect me, O exalted one. I dedicate myself to your canopy of white light, which radiantly spreading forth from its black stem opens like a blossom. Blaze up, burn out our passions, burn away all defilements, cleave our bonds, tear our fetters asunder, sever our entanglements, bind all evil. Peace, peace, all hail. With joyous laughter we cry, peace to the unfailing one, peace to the indestructible one, peace to the bestower of gifts, peace to the one who puts the warring Assuras to flight, peace to all celestial beings, peace to to all Nagas, peace, to all imps of mischief and scorn, peace, to all stalkers of the night, peace, to all who inflict suffering on those who hate, peace, to all who would storm the gates of the heavens, peace, to all who distract from training by singing, peace, to all who distract from training by playing music, peace, to all who distract from training by dancing about, peace, to all that creates deception, peace, to all that disheartens through despair, peace, to all that arouses sexual fascination, peace, to all who stirs things up, peace, to all who encourage neglectfulness, peace, to all who break the precepts, peace, to all that is difficult to look upon, peace, to all that is painful and grievous, peace, to all that gives rise to twitchings, peace, to all who listen but still cleave to non-Buddhist paths, peace, to all manner of misguided ways, peace, to all forms of intoxication, peace, to all teachers of spiritual knowledge, peace, to those who make us victorious or offer us the divine nectar or creative means to do all that needs to be done, or are teachers of spiritual knowledge, peace, to the four divine sisters, peace, to the Vajra handmaidens, to uphold the families, and to the lords of knowledge, peace, to the great body of transformations, peace, to the Vajra Shankara, the beneficent Lord of transformations, peace, to Mahakala, peace, to his host of divine mothers, peace, to the adored one, peace, to Indra, warring lord against the Asuras, peace, to the possessor of sacred knowledge, peace, to Rudra, the raging one, peace, to Vishnu, perpetrator of all phenomena, peace, to Brahma, creator of all phenomena, peace, to the one who resists, peace, to Agni, wisdom's flame which consumes all ignorance and passion, peace, to Mahakali, her of the dark realms, peace, to Raudri, who follows upon Rudra as self-righteousness and brutality follow upon rage, peace, to Kaladandi, wielder of the scythe of death, peace, to Andri, who follows upon Indra as violence follows upon warlike intentions, peace, to wisdom, the divine mother, peace, to Shamundi, weaver and severer of enchantments, peace, to Kalaratri, who brings the dark night of death, peace, to Kali, who wears the necklace of skulls, peace, to the confident one who dwells within the graveyard, peace. If there are any sentient beings with a corrupt and malignant mind, or with an evil mind, or with a brutal and raging mind, or with a hostile mind, or with an unfriendly mind, may they give rise to this invocation, cleanse themselves with it by speaking it aloud, praying it in whispers, or reading it silently, lest they rob us of our first conception of the truth, or rob us of the developing child within our or rob him of his blood, or rob him of his skin, or rob him of his flesh, or rob him of his marrow, or rob him of his birth, or rob him of his new life, or rob him of his vitality, or rob him of his talents, or rob him of his innocence, or rob him of his brightness, or rob him of his flowering, or rob him of his fruition, or rob him of the harvest of his fruits, or if there are any with an evil mind, or a malignant and corrupt mind, as a result of entanglement with a celestial being, or entanglement with a naga, or entanglement with a mischievous or malicious imp, or entanglement with
with a stalker of the night, or entanglement with one who is resentful or craves power, or entanglement with an avenger of hatred, or entanglement with whatever distracts training by appealing to the ear, or entanglement with whatever distracts training by appealing to the eye, or entanglement with a hungry ghost, or entanglement with a demon of despair, or entanglement with that which creates deception and confusion, or entanglement with one who stirs things up, or entanglement with an encourager of neglectfulness, or entanglement with that which arouses sexual fascination, or entanglement with scandal, lord of argument and disease, or entanglement with intoxications, or entanglement with nightmares and shadows, or entanglement with what brings on convulsions, twitching and fits, or entanglement with whatever drains us of our vitality, or entanglement with those who indulge in abusiveness, or entanglement with those who beg from greed, or entanglement with birds of omen, or entanglement with elation over auspicious signs, or entanglement with hypocrites and rogues, or entanglement with those who strangle to extort.
Or if there are any who burn with a fever, such as the 1-day fever, the 2-day fever, the 3-day fever, the 4-day fever, or constant fever, or a chronic fever, or suffer from the humor that leads to irritability, the peevishness of bloodlessness, or the apathy of phlegm, or are overwhelmed to the point of collapse, or suffer from all manner of feverish headaches, or are immobilized, or who suffer from disgust over things indigestible, or whose sight is diseased, or whose mouth is diseased, or whose heart is diseased, or who suffer from earache, toothache, heartburn, pain in some vital organ, sore joints, chest pains, backache, stomachache, pinched nerves, sciatica, kidney or gallstones, painful thighs, hip pain, sore hands, sore feet, or pain throughout their whole body, or have a fever brought on by some demon who throws them into confusion, or resurrects dead issues, or drains their energies,
or who suffer from things that get under the skin and itch or fester like scabies, ringworm, boils, and possessions, or things that create rot like syphilis and leprosy, or things that harden like calluses or corns, or who are swept with nausea, or are wasting away with consumption, or meet with an accident through such things as fire and flood, or with an untimely death by some insect's poisonous bite or sting, or by scorpions or serpents' venom, or within the claws and fangs of some lion, tiger, bear, or hyena, O all ye victors over Mara, who are the transformations within the canopy of white light that streams forth from the great Raja crown for 10 yojanas in all directions, help me to restrain such entanglements with gentle kindness and friendliness, help me to restrain them in all the 10 quarters, help me to restrain them with full knowledge of what needs to be done, help me to restrain them with dignity and in full light, help me to restrain them with my very hands, help me to restrain them with my very feet, help me to restrain them with my whole body and every part of it. Thus I pray, home to thee, flame of the sweet dew, blaze forth in all your brilliance and purity, shine forth your skillful tenderness, O Vajrapani, heroic one, he who holds the diamond of wisdom in thy hand, restrain all that would fetter us, peace, drum, peace, all hail, homage to the Tathagata, the successful one, the Arahant, the fully enlightened one, who has completed
refreshing moon of bodhisattvahood shines freely in the sky of absolute emptiness. When the mind water of ordinary beings is pure, enlightenment reflects itself in it. With our earnest aspiration that the triple treasure may see clearly all sentient beings, we dedicate the recitation of the great wisdom beyond great Ryogan Shu to Daikan Nonin Daiyosho. This very moment, may the merit of this service extinguish the fire of inexhaustible ignorance, so that he may immediately realize the truth and reach the attainment of Buddhahood. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom,
Essay on teaching and conferring the precepts. The great precepts of the Buddhas have been protected and maintained by all Buddhas. There is mutual bestowal from Buddha to Buddha. There is mutual transmission from ancestor to ancestor. Receiving the precepts surpasses 3 stages of time. Verifying accordance with them is continuous throughout past and present. Our great teacher Shakyamuni Buddha conferred them on Mahakashapa. Mahakashapa conferred them upon Ananda, and so, in this way, the precepts have been legitimately transmitted to me. Now I transmit these precepts to you, through which you respectfully repay Buddhas and ancestors for the depth of their beneficence and everlastingly become a leader for human and heavenly beings. After all, you are able to inherit the wisdom life of Buddhas and ancestors. Respectfully, in virtue of the testimonial of Buddhas and ancestors, you should take refuge in the triple treasure and repent. Sincerely repeat these words. All my past and harmful karma.
All my past and harmful karma,
Born of beginningless greed, hate, and delusion.
born of beginningless greed, hate, and delusion,
Through body, speech, and mind essence.
through body, speech, and mind essence,
I now fully avow.
I now fully avow
All my past and harmful karma.
all my past and harmful karma,
Born from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion.
born from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion,
Through body, speech, and mind essence.
through body, speech, and mind essence,
I now fully avow.
I now fully avow
All my past and harmful karma.
all my past and harmful
beginningless greed, hate, and delusion.
Born from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion.
Through body, speech, and mind essence.
Through body, speech, and mind essence.
I now fully avow.
I now fully avow.
As already verified by Buddhas and ancestors, the karma of body, speech, and thought has been cleansed, and you have attained great purity. This is due to the power of repentance. Next, one should take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. There are 3 kinds of virtues in the triple treasure. They are called the single-bodied triple treasure, the manifested triple treasure, and the maintained triple treasure. Unsurpassed, complete, perfect enlightenment is called the Buddha treasure. Its purity and freedom from dust is the Dharma treasure. The virtue of peace and harmony is the Sangha treasure. These are called the single-bodied treasure, triple treasure. Realization of Bodhi by manifestation is called the Buddha treasure. That which is realized by Buddha is the Dharma treasure. Learning the Buddha and Dharma is the Sangha treasure. These are called the manifested triple treasure. Edifying heavenly beings, edifying humans, appearing in the vast openness of being, or appearing within the dust is the Buddha treasure. Being changed into the ocean storehouse or into sutras written on shells and leaves, edifying animate and inanimate beings, this is called the Dharma treasure. Relieving all suffering and being free from the house of the 3 worlds is called the Sangha treasure. These are called the maintained triple treasure. In taking refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, one acquires the great precepts of all Buddhas and Buddhas. Buddha is your teacher and no one of another. The 3 collective pure precepts. A follower of the way does no harm. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the abode of the laws of all Buddhas. It is the source of the laws of all Buddhas. A follower of the way does good. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the teaching of unsurpassed, complete, perfect enlightenment and the path of practitioner and what is practiced. A follower of the way lives to benefit all beings. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the transcending profane and holy and taking self and others across. Will you receive, a follower of the way does good. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the teaching of unsurpassed, complete, perfect enlightenment and the path of practitioner and what is practiced. A follower of the way lives to benefit all beings. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the transcending, profane, and holy and taking self and others across. A follower of the way does no harm. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the abode of the laws of all Buddhas. It is the source of the laws of all Buddhas. A follower of the way does good. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the teaching of unsurpassed, complete, perfect enlightenment and the path of practitioner and what is practiced. A follower of the way lives to benefit all beings. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
It is the transcending, profane, and holy and taking self and others across. These are called the 3 collective pure precepts. The 10 grave prohibitory precepts. I am reverential and mindful with all life. I am not violent. I do not willfully kill. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
Life is not killing, is facilitating the development of the Buddha seed and succeeding to the wisdom of all life of the life of all Buddhas. One must not cut off life. I respect the property of others. I do not steal. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
In the thusness of mind and objects, the gates of liberation open. I am conscious and loving in all my relationships. I do not misuse sexuality. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
In virtue of the purity of the three wheels, body, speech, and thought, there is nothing to be desired. It is because the path of all Buddhas is the same one. I honor honesty and truth. I do not deceive. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
The Dharma wheel turns since the beginning. There is no excess. There is no deficiency. A single moistening of sweet dew fruits as reality and truth. I exercise proper care of my body, mind. I am not gluttonous. I do not abuse drugs or encourage others to do so. I do not sell the wine of delusion. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
Where nothing can be brought in, where nothing can be inviolable. This is exact great brightness. I recognize that words can hurt others. I do not slander. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
Within the Buddha Dharma, all are the same path, the same teaching, the same realization, the same practice. One must not discuss the faults of others. One must not disorganize the way. I cultivate humility. I do not praise myself or judge others. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
Buddhas and ancestors
Turn it off. You know how to
great
turn
earth.
it off.
Appearing as the great body
Push.
of emptiness, there is no inside or outside. Appearing as the Dharma body,
I don't know.
there is no
They're all different, you know.
I cultivate letting go. I do not attach to anything, even the teaching. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
One phrase, one verse, and a myriad forms,
Leave,
100
leave.
grasses.
Ah.
One Dharma and one realization are all Buddhas and all ancestors. Therefore, there has been no withholding. I cultivate inner peace. I do not harbor ill will. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
Neither withdrawn nor set forth, neither real nor unreal, are the oceans of illuminated clouds, the oceans of magnificent clouds. I esteem the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I do not defame them. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
The Dharma unfolded in manifested body is the world's path of crossing over. Its virtue returns to the ocean of all-knowing wisdom. It is the unfathomable and should be received with respect and devotion. A follower of the way does not harm. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
A follower of the way does good. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I
A
will.
follower of the way lives to benefit all beings. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I am reverential and mindful with all life. I am not violent. I do not willfully kill. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I respect the property of others. I do not steal. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I am conscious and loving in my relationships. I do not misuse sexuality. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I
I
will.
honor honesty and truth. I do not deceive. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I exercise proper care of my body and mind. I am not gluttonous. I do not abuse drugs or encourage others to do so. I do not sell the wine of delusion. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I recognize that words can hurt others. I do not slander. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I cultivate humility. I do not praise myself or judge others. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I cultivate letting go. I do not attach to anything, even the teaching. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I cultivate inner peace. I do not harbor ill will. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I esteem the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I do not defame them. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I am reverential and mindful with all life. I am not violent. I do not willfully kill. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I respect the property of others. I do not steal. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I
I
will.
am conscious and loving in my relationships. I do not misuse sexuality. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I honor honesty and truth. I do not deceive. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I exercise proper care of my body and mind. I am not gluttonous. I do not abuse drugs or encourage others to do so. I do not sell the wine of delusion. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I recognize that words can hurt others. I do not slander. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I cultivate humility. I do not praise myself or judge others. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I cultivate letting go. I do not attach to anything, even the teaching. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I cultivate inner peace. I do not harbor ill will. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
I esteem the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. I do not defame them. Will you receive and maintain this precept?
Yes, I will.
These are the precepts of Buddha. We are now instructed to receive them with respect and reverence when they are taught or conferred.
Please stand. Now is the time, if you'd like, to come forward and say any words to Daikan, Nonin, Chowaney. You can speak as though you're speaking right to him, if you like. You're welcome to share your own words, or if you have poetry of his or poetry for him that you'd like to share, now's the appropriate time to do that. Feel free to come forward when you like. You can stay in your place or move forward.
Nonin, you often provided Dharma study for the Sangha on Saturday mornings. And we're very grateful for that. One of the Dharma studies that we appreciated most was Zen and poetry. You would compile various poems from a wide variety of poets: Mary Oliver, David Budhill, Jane Hirschfeld, and Ryokan. And you would show us the Dharma, the universal truths in each one of the poems. Even if the poet had never heard of Buddhism, you still show us the Dharma. We're deeply grateful to that. There's one poem in particular I'd like to share. It's by the 19th century Japanese Zen monk poet named Ryokan. It's titled "To My Teacher." An old grave hidden away at the foot of a deserted hill, overrun with rank weeds growing unchecked year after year. There is no one left to tend the tomb, and only an occasional woodcutter passes by. Once I was his pupil, a youth with shaggy hair, learning deeply from him by the narrow river. One morning I set off on my solitary journey, and the years passed by between us in silence. Now I have returned to find him at rest here. How can I honor this departed spirit? I pour a dipper of pure water over his tombstone and offer a silent prayer. The sun suddenly disappears behind the hill, and I'm enveloped by the roar of the wind in the pines. I try to pull myself away, but cannot. A flood of tears soaks my sleeves.
Nonin, I have one moment that keeps coming to mind to me. My brother came here to visit me, and he came to a Sunday service and sitting with us. And afterward, we sat at the kitchen table, you, my brother, and me, and we chatted for about an hour. And afterward, when we left, my brother was just glowing with delight at the conversation that we had with you. And his delight spread to me. And it was a wonderful moment, and it was emblematic of casual conversation with you. Some of your poems that you've written have been shared with us, and I picked a couple. One poem, your ordination poem, when you were ordained. Winnebago Creek winds gray, shimmering through flat bottom land. I am a shave-headed monk at last. High in the hills, Hanshan folds his belly and laughs. And the other one, probably later, maybe when he came here, and in his daily life, called Alone. Not so hard being alone. A cup of tea in the afternoon, a little poetry. Hanshan again. Whitman, solitary men, lives encompassing galaxies. I come home to myself, by myself, not so hard. In fact, the only way we can be.
So I've been asked to read some of his poetry. I'm honored to be able to do so. These were selections that were that his disciple Keoki Roberts had earmarked as favorites. The first one is entitled Message from the Master. We are a queer race on a downslide. We have forgotten too much. Seemingly hexed, we trust our brains too much. They're capable of anything: shackles, chains, guillotines, nerve gas, neutron bombs. My advice is, fill when you lack, believe in omens, listen to the earth, she moans, she's been raped. People are not made of bone, the earth is not made of rock. Sometimes seeds are planted and they grow into demons. Targets are missed by a foot. It's a risky business. You could die tomorrow. The next selection, Apostle Island Zazen. Wind, waves, rocks. Lichen reaching back hundreds of millions of years. Rock doesn't end, I don't begin. Just Zazen, the sand, and Lake Superior. Zen Hobo, which was written for Tony. He drives away in a big, rust-pitted white station wagon with a shot muffler and eaten away quarter panels, grinning like he's driving his own hearse. Butler's Sanctuary. Nothing but this. A tall spruce growing out of the side of a hill. Tree tops green, brown, golden. Dark clouds move east. And the mind goes with them to my mother, operated on for skin malignancy. Doctor convinced he got it all out, but who knows? Leaves fall once again. Oak, elm, maple. Summer birds gone south, leave spaces in the woods. When it comes time to die, just die, that's all. Like a deer curling up on a soft matting under giant pines, chickadees darting overhead. Nothing but this. Squirrels chatter in the distance. Now, Nonin, I would like to talk to you. And the heavens open up and there's free beer for everyone. This is one of my favorite of your sayings. My relationship with you was similar to that of a father. Like my dad, you were tall, strong, and very strict. Instead of being scolded for missing curfew, I was scolded for being late for Zazen. Instead of complaining that I didn't want to clean my room, I would complain that I didn't want to clean the Zendo. And not wanting to spend a weekend with my family, how uncool, turned into not wanting to spend a weekend in Sesshin. Not unlike my relationship with my father, there were times that I resented you, thought you didn't understand me or my life, and was out of touch. As I matured spiritually, the relationship changed. You authorized me volunteering in the prisons where I served for a decade, even certifying me as a lay minister. I was honored that you trusted me with that responsibility. In addition to being like my father, there were times that you were more like me. As a passionate person myself, I understood the frequent stories of you losing your temper at the post office. Not known for my patience, I cracked up when you described first learning of your Dharma name, Nonin, and thought it meant no patience. Katagiri Roshi named me no patience. As a music lover, I enjoyed how you occasionally burst into song in the middle of a Dharma talk. An animal person myself, I appreciated your love of dogs. I will always remember your dog Sammy howling when they tested the tornado sirens. He's calling the pack, you would say. Well, there were things that were just you, that were just Nonin. You taught me that compassion doesn't have to look a certain way. It can come from a large, tough, no-nonsense man with a blue-collar background. And your poetry classes were not to be missed. I am so grateful to you because without you, I would not have a religion. Well, Nonin, with your passing, I'm sure the heavens have opened up, and I sure hope there's free beer for everyone. Goodbye, and thank you for everything.
Nonin, I came to you when I was 16 years old, and you had an amazing ability to hold up a mirror, and oftentimes it wasn't what you wanted to see, but it was always exactly what you needed to see. I will forever be grateful to the influence that you had on my life and the honor you gave me in maintaining your writings and your calligraphy over the years. These aren't my words, but I definitely share this sentiment. Nonin didn't necessarily like you, but he always loved you. I always felt that as many times as he made me cry, it was from a very deep place of love. And I'll never forget the last time we spent time together was over sushi. And I just found out now that you were a lover of whiskey, but since I knew you when I was very young, I didn't know that. And I will raise a glass when I get home this evening of a very fine whiskey to you, Nonin. So thank you for everything.
Nonin, I wish to thank you for all the lessons and the teachings that you passed along to my students over the past many years. I began bringing students from local schools here to the Zendo in the late 1990s. Brought dozens, scores of classes here, and I appreciate so much your time and your patience with those young people and with me, and the lessons that you passed on to them and to me as well. I thank you for that, and I will always remember with great fondness your compassion and your generosity of time in those many, many visits.
Nonin, I thank you. On March 23rd, 1992, my life was hell. And in desperation, I called the Nebraska Zen Center, fully expecting to get somebody who did drum circles and crystal healing. And you answered the phone, and I told you that I was looking for a Buddhist teacher. And he said, I've been in town 10 minutes. I'm interviewing for the priest at Nebraska Zen Center. I asked if I could come and see you, and you agreed, and I came and we talked. And I went to my first sitting the next morning. I found what I was doing to ruin my life. I found peace, and you told me that when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. And I always remember that. And I thank you for what you've done to help me find my life. Eternal gratitude.
Nonin, how are you? I knew you for 8 years. My fondest memories are when you lived with us and we'd sit up talking about jazz and Charles Bukowski. You wouldn't play your guitar. You wanted me to do a Bukowski poem for your funeral. And I said that it wasn't suitable for work and I wouldn't do it. But I will annoy you by giving you Daikan soon. I felt a funeral in my brain, and mourners to and fro kept treading, till it seemed that sense was breaking through. And then I heard them lift a box and creak across my soul with those same boots of lead again, and space began to toll. As all the heavens were a bell, and being but an ear, and I in silence, some strange race, wrecked, solitary, here and then. A plank in reason broke, and I dropped down and down, and hit a world at every plunge, and finished, knowing then. Thanks, kid. I really enjoyed you.
Nonin, you were my first teacher, and the biggest impact that you had on me, I remember you knew me when I was about to become a mother. And after my first child was born, that was hands down the most difficult period of my life. But you loved her so much, and I would bring her over and you would just take so much delight in her when she was a baby. And then you would ask me how my sitting was going, which it wasn't, because I was up 3 and 4 times a night, and I had this baby and I didn't know who I was anymore, and I was struggling, and I felt that my practice was slipping, and I was a little embarrassed and concerned about that. And so when you asked me how my sitting was going, and I was like, yeah, and you looked me straight in the eyes and you said, this is your practice. This baby is your practice. And after that, something shifted for me, and I've carried that with me to this day. And I just want to thank you for everything. Thank you.
Nonin, when we moved into the house next door in around, I think 2008 or 2009, you were the first neighbor we met. At first, I think we thought you were a little grumpy. But you had Buddy and Sammy, and when I used to get off the school bus, I would see you sitting on the front porch, having beverages, tea, coffee, who knows what else, but relaxing, just enjoying views, reading a book. And I remember we didn't have cable TV at the time, so Nonin invited me and my siblings over to watch cartoons on Saturday mornings with snacks. So amazing person. Love spending time with him. He's great. Thank you, Nonin.
Nonin, in one sense, I want to say I wish I had the chance to meet you, but in a way, to an extent, I have. This is a beautiful place, and these are beautiful people. And this has all come to mean quite a lot to me, and we would not be here without you. So I want to testify. It is a testament to your love that it has extended so far, and people you have never met can still feel it and be uplifted by it. So thank you.
Nonin, you may not really remember me, but I sat in the Zendo with you, and I appreciate the correction you gave me. One thing I'll never forget that you said is that when you find yourself off the path, just get back on it. It's just so simple. I'll never forget it. It'll have an influence on me probably for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Nonin, thank you for your great capacity to see and your generosity to teach it.
Nonin, the very first lesson I heard from you was when you bellowed to us all after a horrible Rock Putsat ceremony. You said, pay attention, your life depends on it. And I rolled my eyes and I thought, oh, geez. And now, that is one of my main lessons I give my students. And when my student comes and says, Suji, that pay attention, your life depends on it was so important. It's like, yeah. That's what we do with the Dharma. We just pass it on and pass it on. Thank you, my teacher.
When I came here 15 years ago, I felt very out of place in the world. I felt like I didn't have a home. And 10 minutes into your Dharma talk, I looked at you. And I felt very deeply I had a home. I just said it within myself. Thank you for that great gifts. I wish you so much love and beauty. Whatever's next for you. Rest in peace.
Hey, Nonin. We only met a few times, but I can thank you for my diligent practice of the tripod system when I sit Zazen. And mostly I just want to thank you for stewarding the Dharma, this place, and this wonderful community that I love so much.
Nonin and I would just like to thank you for being a great neighbor in every way.
Is that Nonin speaking?
No, it's
Nonin, I wanted to share, we spent 3 months together in 1999. That was my introduction to Omaha and the Nebraska Zen Center. And there wasn't so many people as there are here right now. Oftentimes it was just the two of us, and I was scared to death of you at that time. And I remember feeling lonely. And as a student, I brought that to you. I said, what do you do about loneliness, feeling lonely? You said to me, and I'll never forget, when I'm alone, I'm happy as a pig in shit. And I think about that every so often, and it actually is comforting. Thank you for that. And one other teaching you gave me. It was the first day I was here, and we were having breakfast together. We had breakfast in silence. And the silence around you was just deafening. And at the end of the breakfast, you broke the silence and you said to me, here's the way we're going to do it. Whoever makes the meal, the other one washes the dishes. So I'm thinking to myself now, okay, you made the breakfast, I'll go wash the dishes. And before I could think much, Nonin was you were at the sink washing the dishes. And I thought, I wonder why he's washing the dishes. He did the breakfast. So I, in my ignorance, went up to you and I tapped you on the shoulder and I said, hey, Nonin, didn't you say that whoever makes the meal, the other one washes the dishes? And before I could get the sentence out of my mouth, the full sentence out of my mouth, you said to me, what do I look like, your mother? You want me to tell you what to do moment after moment? Look around and do what needs to be done, and do it. That was the greatest teaching I probably ever received from you.
We offered sweets, tea, and sweet water, incense, and chanting for your transition from the human realm. Daikan, Nonin, Daiosho. Oh, did you want to say something? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were leaving. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Daikan, Nonin, Daiosho. Great mirror capable of patience, great priest. We have offered sweets, tea, and sweet water, incense, and chanting for your transition from the human realm. We have asked Buddhas and ancestors and many beings of excellent qualities to embrace you and help you to have a harmonious rebirth. Thank you, Nonin, for the gift you have shared. Now go into the light. 3 boundaries of past, present, and future exhaust themselves in the light of the fire of eternity. The sincere heart passes through countless eons. Nonin, I would like to play the music of returning home in peace and harmony as a way of saying goodbye. You sit in the spring beyond time. He's in here. Okay, so we'll do a closing echo and we're gonna leave it. Mike's, does it say on the sheets that we're gonna do that machine run?
No.
Okay. Good, got it fixed.
Our being is vast beyond any concept of time and space, life and death, knowing that we are interconnected with all beings, that the entire universe supports our life. Go in peace, be peace itself. All goodness throughout space and time. All ones, bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maharaja, Paramita.
We're just doing his early.
I'm supposed to leave early.
Thank you.
Two bells to close itself. One to the Buddha, one to each other. Thank you. We'll now enjoy our potluck lunch. Thank you all for coming.